I'm Mike Smith. I'm an attorney with Smith Barrett LLC, one of the partners. Clients often come to us and ask us about asset protection planning. So how do I protect my assets from a lawsuit or from a creditor? And I think of it as a ladder. So the base level of protection is good insurance. So things like having a personal umbrella liability policy in place, having business liability insurance in place for your business. The next layer up from that is entities. And so we would start with Georgia LLCs. We prefer LLCs because they are easy to maintain, they're easy to set up, they don't require as many formalities. One of the things about me is in a past life I was a collections attorney, so I used to sue people when they weren't able to pay their bills, so I have a unique perspective on the asset protection world. But that's where we start, is with Georgia LLCs. Now, if we need another level of protection, we go to other jurisdictions, like Wyoming, for example, is a good one. The difference between Georgia and a jurisdiction like Wyoming is that Wyoming, by statute, has said the only remedy that a creditor has against an LLC is what's called a charging order. And that entitles them to the distributions that the owner would receive. So if you're faced with a situation where there's a creditor coming forward, you just stop the distributions from the LLC, and then you've cut off their income stream. So that's one of the next things that we look at. And then up from that, you have domestic asset protection trusts. And those are set up in jurisdictions, typically not Georgia. We don't have as favorable laws in terms of creditor protection in Georgia as some other jurisdictions. So we look at Nevada, South Dakota, Wyoming, Alaska. Tennessee even has good asset protection laws, and they have an asset protection trust that you can use there. But that's sort of the next level that we look at. And then the top level is foreign asset protection trusts. We don't do those in our office. There's some problems with those from the standpoint of jurisdiction over the assets. There's a long string of cases in different federal courts. A new one just came out last week from a bankruptcy court in Florida that basically says, we're not going to let you do that. You can't move your assets to Belize in this particular case and then beat out your creditors. But domestic asset protection trusts, we think, provide you with almost as good a protection as a foreign asset protection trust would. We look at asset protection trust, it's never a guarantee, it's not a rock solid thing, if you will. It's a speed bump in the way of a creditor, and it allows you leverage, it gives you leverage in negotiating with that creditor. So you're still probably going to end up paying something, but you're not going to pay as much as you would have if you hadn't put these protections in place.